Hello, fellow plant enthusiasts. So I've recently propagated a few Peperomia peppermill leaves, and I have several plants, and I'm going to show you guys a simple way to get even more than one plant from a single Peperomia leaf. So before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on my upcoming videos. All these leaves came from a single plant that was a daughter plant from this one here. And I took it to the office and it was doing well, and you can see how the leaves looked compared to on my mother plant. And that's because when you grow plants in different environments, sometimes the amount of light and growing conditions will make them look a little different. You know, they want to maximize their light intake, so where I have this, it turns more burgundy than where I have that. It has a nice bright limey green color with the dark brown. And I may have overwatered it or something. That's one problem with peperomias. If you accidentally overwater just once, you kill the poor plant. So anyway, I had taken all these leaves, I stuck them in with water, and they rooted, and then I stuck a few in here, and you can see how I have 1, 2, 3 that survived, 1, 2, 3 that appear dead. This is just a leaf that had no stem, and you can propagate them from the leaves as well. So then last week I took a few others that finally formed large enough plants to transfer, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just to fill up the space, I took a cutting of a Paulownia and stuck it in there, and it's happy. So when these were growing in water, they had the water roots, so I was able to fill this up and really saturate it and know I won't kill the plant. But with these here, now that they're established in the soil, if I do the same thing where I overwater, they would die. So anyway, I just fill it up with a lot of water and let it get used to the new environment before growing into drier soil, and that's how I acclimate them from water rooting to growing in soil. But I have a shot glass of water for propagating more of these. And, you know, you can always take a leaf from the mother plant, you cut it with a stem and stick it in there, and then in a few weeks you'll have nice plantlets. But once these have been planted, you can also take the stem and stick them in here, and hopefully you'll get more leaves out of them. You know, these propagate the same way you propagate African violets, and African violets can give you several plantlets from each leaf. And one thing I realized is when I propagated these and I transfer them to soil, these leaves, they're just long and in the way, and this one here, it's starting to wilt, so I don't know if that's going to grow anything. But it will eventually, like, you know, get more rigid and unwilted once it's planted. So then I'll take this and cut it, stick that in there. So then the stem, the petiole will die, and then you'll have the new plant taking over. But this way it's a lot easier to manage those cuttings without having the leaves be in the way. This one's a little short, it has soil on it. But, you know, as you do water changes with the propagatings every couple days, you can put fresh water to oxygenate. And really, I'll go a week or so, it doesn't matter. You know, I haven't had any issues really with the peperomias in that regard. But then you'll have some good plants. So I'll place this somewhere which gets a little direct light, like on a west-facing window, to get some nice afternoon sun. And once they root, I'll have even more peperomia plantlets from the same leaves of the daughter plant of this mother plant. I hope you found this video informative and useful and realize how you can get more than one plant from each peperomia leaf. And one simple thing though before I end this video is when you look at the Peperomia prostrata, It's going to be tricky to do that with these leaves because they have such short petioles. But other than that, you should have no problem with propagating your other peperomias. Thanks for watching and happy planting!